This perp back with another video, and I just got out of watching the Batman. Man, it just feels like just such a relief on finally getting to see this movie. We were supposed to get this movie back in June, and I feel like this has been a really interesting just build up until we finally get to see this movie. Now, I won't be spoiling anything because yes, I got to see it early. I know there's going to be some people that are going to be able to see the movie tomorrow night, but then it officially comes out opening Thursday night and Friday, whatnot, and over the weekend pretty much. So yeah, man, let me know if you have seen this movie, your thoughts without spoilers, or if you have spoilers, please tag spoilers in the comment and just, don't ruin it for other people, because there are some things in this movie that are really crazy that I don't want to spoil or touch on, especially with just how that this movie came about. So going into this movie, right, I think there's a lot of pressure. I wouldn't say necessarily pressure, but a lot of people had doubts. Robert Pattinson, the same guy from Twilight, playing Batman, will he be able to live up to past Batmans like, Christian Bale? Will Matt Reeves be able to, live up to, the Dark Knight trilogy that's still considered the best Batman franchise up until this point? There's a lot with this movie. So, man, I have to say, first and foremost, I feel like this has been the best DC movie in a very long time. I could confidently say that after watching this movie the first time. I'm definitely going to watch this a second time because, like I said, this is almost a 3-hour movie. It's about 2 hours and 55 minutes. So, yeah, it's a pretty lengthy movie, and it definitely feels like that, but it also keeps you very engaged throughout the whole entire film, because this is not your typical Batman film. Yes, you've gotten, the Nolan type of movies where it's very grounded. I would say this was even more grounded, and really we get to see the detective side of Batman. I feel like a lot of people are going to touch on that in their reviews, or if you watch a different YouTubers covering this, they're going to mention that, yeah, this is a very much a detective type of film. It's not your typical, kind of popcorn flick, I would say, just because of the pacing. But I like that because we've never really got to see that side of Batman. Yes, we get to see the Bruce Wayne, the playboy. We get to see him in the suit and whatnot. I really like this take on the Batman and what they do with specific characters and villains, especially with Catwoman, because she plays a much bigger role in this movie than I expected. And there's certain characters that you don't really see in the trailers, like Falcone. He's also a very big player in this, and I would say the Riddler is kind of like the distraction a little bit. He's kind of the front guy. He is the main villain because he's going around, killing people that are high in power and corrupt and stuff. And I really like how they kind of pace this out with just all the different riddles that we get from the Riddler. And I do really like this take on the Riddler. It's another one that I didn't really expect, because a lot of people are expecting, oh, this guy is just gonna be like just a weirdo, and he is a weirdo. I'm not gonna spoil exactly what type of take they take with this Riddler, but it makes sense. And where they're gonna go with that in sequels, it's going to be really fascinating, and I'm curious to see how people's reaction are going to be to certain moments that we get in this movie. The action, I think this was definitely some of the best action in any of the Batman movies. even the Nolans, because I have my gripes with Nolan's movies. Like, they are really well written, but you know, the action is kind of hit or miss when it comes to like that close combat. This close combat, I like that we can kind of just actually see what's going on, and you can see how fast, you know, Robert Pattinson's Batman can just move around and stuff, and he doesn't have to be all stiff and whatnot. He's just really going at it. He feels like a tank. Like, I like the sound effects as well. Like, the music is really what complements this movie as well. It goes perfectly with just what's going on screen, where kind of it does kind of have that horror kind of vibe to it, but more of like a thriller. And I really like that tone. Also, I like Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. I feel like him and Robert Pattinson really play off one another really organically. It doesn't come off forced. I like that we have, going back to talking about Catwoman, that she kind of has her own motives, and we kind of get a little early glimpse of just that relationship between her and Batman. And I like her. I like the take that they're doing with her character, kind of switching up her backstory, which makes me think that, will they end up switching up other people's backstory? Like, maybe we will get a Robin in this movie eventually, but it might just be different. I don't know. Maybe they'll stay away from the whole Robin thing and, you know, keep with the whole crime mystery type of tone with the rest of this franchise, or this trilogy, if they end up just making a trilogy. Obviously, they're going to make a sequel. That's a no-brainer. It's going to make crazy amount of money. I feel like the replay value for this is going to be pretty high. I could see some people having gripes, definitely, with this movie. I think they'll definitely compare this to The Dark Knight and a lot of Nolan's movies, but I feel like they kind of stay in that same vein as Nolan, but kind of fix certain things that Nolan didn't really get to do in his trilogy, if that makes sense. I feel like this movie can really stand on its own. We can get a very consistent story throughout all the different movies, and they're gonna build a universe around this, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that Gotham show is gonna tie into this, because we're gonna kind of see what it was kind of leading into this movie. So, and what other kind of spin-offs might they do? Will we probably get a villain type of spin-off that kind of goes into the next movie, which would be really dope if they say, hey, the next Batman movie's not coming out until probably 2024 or 2025 or something like that, but in the meantime, we'll put out like a villain movie or something like that that kind of ties into the sequel of the Batman. That'd be really cool. But I really enjoyed this movie, but I feel like there's a lot to digest. I like the detective aspect of this. That's really dope that we get to kind of see that being fleshed out. I think Robert Pattinson did an amazing job as the Batman in this. Also, Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Definitely the best Penguin that we've gotten so far. I can't wait to see more of his character. Now, there was a lot of different villains, and I think they juggled them just right to the point where it's just like, all right, this is where this is going to end. This is where that's going to end. We're going to probably see where this goes. We're going to use this to set this up for this movie and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting, man. Let me know how you guys feel about this when you eventually get to watch this, because I think a lot of people will be pleased with this movie. The action's there, the story is really dope. It leaves you wanting to see more, even though this is damn near almost a 3-hour movie. I can't wait to see this again. I might do a spoiler discussion or be a part of a panel this weekend, so just stay tuned and check out my community tab or my Twitter, you know, for updates to let you know when I'm going to do that. But yeah, I would like to really talk about this more once I watch it again. Till next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.